What? What are you talking about? Anyways, desktop wife. Get your own desktop waifu mod for desktop mate. Oh yeah, I fucking saw this. I fucking saw this. Apparently you can put your waifu on your desktop, so you can finally put your favorite Withering Waves characters on your desktop thing, you know? Anyways, let's talk about the LA wildfire catastrophe. Apparently, Mugen has a video talking about 117 million gallons of water missing, apparently, and something about mismanagement. I don't know what's going on there. So, but I hope everybody in LA, you know, as much as I make fun of California in general, right? You know, because California, you know, it's, you know, usually the butt of the joke and everything. You know, I don't want anything bad happening over there to any of my fans happening in California. So let's take a look and see what's happening.
Tens of thousands of structures destroyed as hundreds of thousands of people are evacuated. A health emergency declared due to all the smoke in the air. Police deployed to burnt areas because of looters. Tap water isn't even safe to drink or cook with. And
what? Not even tap water? You can't drink tap water? Damn, dude, you guys are, because the leadership are, well, beyond Omega special. A fire tornado has been seen during the Palisades Fire and lost a fire tornado. That's crazy.
And a fire tornado straight from the gates of hell itself, with winds reaching over 85 miles.
Jesus, what? That's how strong the winds were? No wonder the winds were super strong over here. Over here in this general region. You know, there was like we were getting some pretty strong winds in our vicinity area for some apparent reason. And it was like, man, it's kind of weird, like in my local place or so. Like for some apparent reason, like some of the winds were kind of like a little bit strong too. And no electricity for like 16 hours. Really?
Per hour. Not only is this a natural disaster, but we're also witnessing one of the biggest logistical disasters in history. Historians are gonna write about this, but before they do...
Dude, someone actually sat in front of this McDonald's sign and literally recorded this. Just for video progress, you know?
We're gonna talk about it in this video, starting with this map. These are all the structures and buildings destroyed because of this fire so far.
Whoa, are you serious? Well, the people who are living in these areas here, all of this area, they are the luckiest motherfuckers alive, dude. They did not lose any of their shit, dude.
And we're only getting started. Look at the amount of destruction here. This is insane. Massive communities wiped off the face of the earth. Now, this map right here is for evacuations, okay? Look at this massive area. Whatever is in orange is already burning. Whatever...
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Whatever's in red is an evacuation order. If you live in these areas, you are obligated to leave immediately. And whatever's in yellow is an evacuation warning, okay? You have to be on standby, and you can receive a message at any moment telling you to leave. The fires are so deep in the city that they're so close to Santa Monica itself. But
I knew it was bad, but I did not know it was this bad, to be honest, chat. Holy shit, dude. Damn. I know that California does have repeated wildfires from time to time, but man, that's pretty crazy to kind of see. No, they weren't lucky. They had a person that did proper water management. The person was running against the current mayor in the last election. I think that's what I heard from someplace.
But I want you to imagine something. Imagine that you are a Los Angeles resident living in these yellow areas. You receive a message on your phone, an emergency alert with a loud sound saying new. This is an emergency message from the Los Angeles County Fire Department. An evacuation warning has been issued in your area. Remain vigilant of any threats and be ready to evacuate. Gather loved ones, pets, and supplies. Continue to monitor local weather, news, and the webpage Alerta for more information. Now, this message was made to be sent to people in the yellow areas when their areas turn red. But in this case, millions of Los Angeles residents received these messages on their phones, some not even close to the fires. How would you feel seeing a message like this when you have an elderly parent or children or pets? But hey, don't worry, it's all good. It's okay. Because they received a message around 20 minutes later saying, oops, sorry, disregard last evacuation. It was for Kenneth Fire only. So the fire that's very far around here, close to Agora Hills and Calabasas. You think to yourself, okay, fine, listen, this made me panic like crazy, but hey, this was one mistake. I'm sure it won't happen again. Well,
I was like 30 miles away from the closest fire. Holy shit. I saw a video of the same kind of issue back in 1960 in the same state, and they're more competent than the current firefighters.
guess what? You go to sleep, and at 4 a.m., you're woken up because of a very loud sound on your phone. It's another emergency alert saying the same exact thing. Guess what? This one was also sent to millions of people, and it was also a false alarm. This sparked massive panic, all right? And now people don't even trust these messages anymore. Authorities are worried that if they send an evacuation message to people, they're gonna disregard it. And why wouldn't they? How could this happen in a country that calls itself a first world country in a state like California? Have we learned nothing from 2018? Hawaiians back then had to deal with a message like this sent to their phone saying a ballistic missile threat is inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. This turned out to be false, of course, but it was tragic. Families were calling each other saying goodbye. But it was
Jesus Christ, I forgot about that actually. I forgot that was a thing or something that happened. Oh my god. Oof. Oh god. I hate those alerts. They make me tear up for no fucking reason. I think if it's those nights of sleeping and waking up to those emergency practices back in the 2000s. Copy pasta. What a fun time to click on stream. Hello, pirate. Welcome.
unfortunately only the tip of the iceberg. This led to the famous copy pasta of someone having intercourse with their biological sister because they thought they were going to die anyway, so why not? Okay? We cannot have more incidents like these happen.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that would be the last thing that I would do personally if I was. I don't know about that one.
And this is one of many logistical failures that have occurred in Los Angeles only in the last few days. Look, I lived in Los Angeles for a few years of my life, and I can tell you right now, wildfires are a yearly occurrence. Initially, the red skies and the smoky air is going to shock you, but by the second year you live there, you'll understand this is something that happens all the time. But why does it happen? Well, the phenomenon is called whiplash, where you have extremely wet weather at one time and then extremely dry weather at the other with no in-betweens. Los Angeles weather always fluctuates between two extremes, and it typically has very dry winters like right now, which means that all the moisture from grass and any vegetation is completely gone in the mountains, and it's all going to act like fuel at the slightest little spark that lights up for whatever reason. When you combine this with such insane winds that can spread embers miles away,
Jesus.
This is how you get a ridiculous amount of fire spreading way too quickly. Not to mention that this wind can knock down a UFC fighter if it wanted to.
Oh,
Even
God.
if you have the equipment, you can't even make it to where the fire is because the wind would stop you. Because fires are a yearly occurrence in Los Angeles, one could say that it's like earthquakes in Japan. Earthquakes in Japan happen often, which is why they've converted all their infrastructure to be made specifically to resist them as much as possible.
Yeah.
But this begs the question that everyone's asking. How is it that fire hydrants in Los Angeles, a city that gets wildfires all the time, ran out of water immediately? Firefighters—
That's crazy. That's the one thing that I heard about, is that apparently like firefighters were literally fighting the fire, but then they couldn't fight the fire because they ran out of water. I was just like, what? How is that even possible?
would show up to the scene, use water a little bit, and then all of a sudden realize, wait, this is already out of water. We have to leave immediately. Well, it turns out that there was a water reservoir in the Palisades, the biggest fire going on right now, right? That had a capacity of 117 million gallons that was empty. And it didn't get empty recently. It's been empty for an entire year.
How? How is that even possible? What? For an entire year of no water? Who's responsible for this? Like, who's actually in charge of this to actually make sure that the water is here?
Making residents furious. This isn't just a water capacity issue, right? The less water you have, the less water pressure you have as well. And when the winds are so crazy, you need very good water pressure to be able to counter the extremely strong fires. This was a water capacity and a water pressure logistical disaster. And many are wondering, how could this happen? This is the most taxed state in the United States, after all. If you live in California, you pay as much taxes as I do in France, but here at least I get free healthcare. Like, what's going on? Well, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, posted this on his Twitter account, saying that he's calling for an independent investigation into the loss of water pressure to local fire hydrants and the reported unavailability of water supplies from the Santa Ynez Reservoir. We need answers to ensure this does not happen again, and we have every resource available to fight these catastrophic fires. But to many, this just sounds like Mr. Beast investigating himself. This shouldn't have happened to begin with. An investigation shouldn't have happened to begin with. But it did, and it severely impacted what firefighters could even do, because without water, they can't do anything. They're just human beings at the end of the day. This prompted other countries to step in to help, like Mexico and Canada, more specifically the province of Quebec, sending their super scooper plane, carrying a lot of water, dumping it on the fires. But here's the thing. The pilot flying this plane, volunteering, almost lost his life because some idiot was flying his drone over the fires trying to capture footage.
Oh, man, dude. Man. Wow. That's crazy.
This hit the wing of the Super Scooper and almost downed the plane. It can't help anymore. In fact, planes and helicopters were forbidden from going for a while because of all these drones in the air risking their lives. Now, yes, the police department...
What's the point of these drones being in the air, though? What is the point? Must be the Chinese drones again. You're right. It must be the Chinese. Damn, man. I fucking knew it. And it's kind of the governor's responsibility to make sure the stuff doesn't happen. But apparently, government cut the budget for firefighters. Really, they did? Oof, that's terrible, to be honest.
Did say that if you're flying a drone in the area right now, you risk a $75,000 fine. But dude, the damage was done. This is another logistical disaster. The firefighters were lacking water and now didn't have access to foreign aid for a while. So far, no one's been arrested, but it's not like it's a priority because people are too distracted by things that don't exist right now. One of the fires that sparked up in Los Angeles was in the Hollywood Hills, something unprecedented. But thankfully, it was contained within a day and isn't a threat anymore.
Damn, it took 1 day or so? Holy shit, this was the Hollywood sign? Oh, it's an AI video. Okay, I was about to say. I'm like, damn, dude, that's crazy.
It doesn't stop tens of millions of people to believe that this footage is real. Yes, even though there's 3 L's in the Hollywood sign, many people thought this was real.
Really?
There were many videos shared of the Hollywood sign burning, either taken from movies, series, YouTube videos, you name it. And people ate it up. Like this TikTok right here with 4.4 million likes and tens of millions of views asking who the hell said there was a fire on the Hollywood sign. Many of the comments being in complete disbelief, asking themselves if they actually fell for AI, and
they did. A lot of people. I didn't see any of those videos, so I had no idea. So yeah, as the last conservative governor, the governor Arnold Schwarzenegger actually did a lot of doomsday preparations. Guess what the next governor in power did? Let me guess, got rid of all of that, I assume. And which Hollywood burned instead.
Did. But whether you were tricked by this video or not, many people
thank you for the
these
follow.
fires
Welcome. I don't know why my thing is not showing up for some reason.
A major fire in Los Angeles was caused by human negligence.
I have no idea why my alerts are not working properly.
Was caused by power lines sparking. One of the craziest Los Angeles fires that was caused back in 2020 was because of a malfunctioning smoke machine that caught fire during a gender reveal party. It ended up claiming the life
of a
veteran firefighter.
I remember that.
This is making many people believe that it's too much of a coincidence that many of these fires are starting next to residential areas. Like this tweet right here claiming that there's an arsonist in LA. While some residents spotted someone on a bicycle carrying a blowtorch in their neighborhood 30 minutes after the Kenneth fire had started, they took him down, tied him up, and then called the police, who showed up 30 minutes later. He claimed that he was carrying a blowtorch because he used it to light up weed. Yes. The reason why this was significant.
A blowtorch to light up weed. Why would you need a blowtorch to light up weed? Can't you just use a fucking like lighter or something? Jesus Christ. They're not even that expensive either to get a lighter. They're like $1. Holy shit, dude. It makes no sense, to be honest. They brought it out to COVID hit, so we had a supply of masks with no rubber bands because they were all faulty. The Newsom bought a 2 million worth of masks. They were basically the basic masks that did dick shit against COVID. Damn. You use it for dabs and wax from the weed, I guess so. Hey Dingus, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you've been doing well. Dory, get your resident pothead here,
Los
apparently.
Angeles Police Department had initially said that it believed that the Kenneth fire was started intentionally, unlike the others. But obviously when they said this, they had no proof, and they still don't. They wanted to put this guy in jail no matter what, but didn't have enough evidence to do anything with him. The damage was done though. People are now paranoid over the fact that there are arsonists starting these fires on purpose, inciting more panic and conspiracy theories. Someone else got arrested, a 60-year-old woman, for starting a fire that was thankfully very quickly extinguished by authorities, adding more fuel to the fire. No pun intended, but you get what I mean. But whether it was arson or natural causes, the question remains: how did the senior and top officials allow this to happen by being so badly prepared? Insurance companies saw this coming a mile away last summer in 2024 by canceling the coverage of everyone in the Pacific Palisades.
Holy shit, dude. Damn. Well, there are some houses that are kind of sort of still standing compared to other places. So, Jesus Christ. By the way, Muchin won't mention it, but there was an arsonist caught in the city 2 ways away from me. Really? The kind of plants that will steal the nutrients from other plants.
It didn't matter how long you were subscribed to their insurance. They weren't the only insurer to do this, all giving the same reasons that if they stayed there, they faced the risk of bankruptcy. So yeah, it's not just health insurance that's scummy in the US, it's any type of insurance, including home insurance, wildfire insurance, you name it. People are very mad at both the mayor and the governor, with one Palisade resident finding Gavin Newsom and confronting him, asking him, how did you allow this to happen? Why is this happening? And look at his response, it's ridiculous.
Talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it.
Interesting. Damn, and everybody wants to move to California, huh? Everyone just wants to move to LA, right? Every YouTuber and all that stuff wants to move to LA and stuff. You know what? I think I'm okay where I live, to be honest, in my personal opinion. I think, well, to be honest, I'd rather go live in Japan, personally. Just because of the wild shenanigans we can do over there. With all the food and stuff. CA wouldn't let them raise premiums to cover the cost, so they left. Really? That's interesting. California also fucked the insurance company because they couldn't raise the premiums. I love this clip. I want to go back to Taiwan.
Literally on the
because the president is graduating soon, so he can fix it all.
My phone isn't working. This is a resident that maybe voted for him, right? Trusted him to run California and give it what it needs in the face of disaster, and yet...
Well, these people voted for him, and well, Lord and behold, you know, his ratings went to the shitter now after this, you know?
She was completely and utterly failed. At the same time, there's a petition calling for the mayor to resign because she also did not prepare for this. currently sitting at over 78,000 signatures and going up by the second. I mean, look at all these signatures happening right now as I'm talking. People are very pissed. As I'm recording this at 2 a.m. European time on January 12th, the Palisades Fire is only 11% contained, needing to reach 100 for it to be controlled and then completely extinguished. Eaton Fire, same thing, sitting at 15%. Now the firefighters and government officials are hoping that the winds finally regress and allow them to actually contain the fires, but here's the problem. The winds keep getting worse and they're not calming down. Worst case, they keep going until next week, which means that unless more people are mobilized, more water is somehow found, and more measures are taken, this fire will continue spreading. And I want to make sure to say that this is not the fault of the firefighters or the first responders. These people are heroes. The ones who should be held responsible, though, are the senior officials, the people high up in power that have the ability to determine budget cuts, track water reservoirs, make sure fire hydrants are functioning, because it's their fault. And unless something changes with those people, this is going to happen again next year. Mark my words. Anyway, please.
Yeah, it could definitely happen next year, but it just really depends on the California people who they decide to vote at the end of the day. So, wants to move to LA and California without the fire, there'd be multiple thefts that would go around, and those criminals won't go to jail either as long as they stole less than $900. So, apart from its popularity, it's probably the last place you would consider to move. I don't even want to move to California. I'm just talking about like other streamers and like YouTubers who want to move to California. That's what I'm talking about.
Please stay safe out there, and thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next video whenever that is, and yeah, love you so much. Mwah.
Bro, I'm literally on the phone with the with the president right now. Oh damn. Yeah, I've been hearing about the wildfires. So from California, dude. Like there's a couple of my favorite YouTubers, apparently Markiplier and Maximilian right now. So it is pretty crazy, you know. Man, yeah, you know what? I'm happy where I live, so I don't have to deal with that at least every year, to be honest. What's the craziest thing that we had to deal with? Nothing really, actually. We actually don't really have to deal with anything super crazy every year, to be honest. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that video specifically. But yeah, overall, what an interesting video to see. Of course, Mugen is our residential news informer when it comes to a lot of these things. Because personally, I don't really keep up with like world news or anything like that, right? I really don't keep up with like other stuff that happens outside of my hemisphere because, you know, I got my own problems that I have to deal with, unfortunately, so. For me, if it was me, I'd go to the White House in person for aid. Yeah, who knows? Who knows how they're gonna have to deal with this? They're definitely gonna have to rebuild all those houses, though, I'll tell you that much. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, all that fancy jazzy stuff, and well, I hope everything, sending much love to my Californian people. Hopefully everything is a-okay over there. So Brian already said he's helping California. Really, what is he doing? What's he doing? He better not be falling asleep is what, you know. But yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, that is actually freaking crazy. Money, a lot of money. Well, wherever they're gonna get this money, I hope they manage to get all this money out there. So, but yeah, that's the end of the video, and